Hi, I'm Maddie Imey.
And I'm Carol Williams.
And we are your hosts for this edition of Blue Jay Journal TV.
Here's what's coming up on the show.
We will take a look at the growing popularity of electronic cigarettes.
We will meet the Marching Blue Jays.
And we will learn about the new Junior ROTC program.
Those three stories and much more are coming up. So keep watching because Blue Jay Journal TV starts right now.
In the past 3 years, more and more vapor lounges and vape shops have opened in Franklin County. You can even see electronic cigarettes for sale in gas stations. But how safe are they? Natasha Fender has set out to find the answer in our top story. E-cigs, battery-operated nicotine inhalers. E-cigs were invented in the 1960s, but up until now, they weren't very popular.
I certainly could see that that e-cigarettes have a potential niche or have a potential, would draw the particular interest of adolescents and young adults.
A growing number of teenage students report having tried e-cigs. In 2012, it was reported by the CDC and FDA that over 1.8 million students had used e-cigs, and since then the number has only grown.
Even though everyone thinks that they're like super cool and they use them for smoke tricks, the whole point of them is to like stop smoking.
Although JP's Vape Shop declined an interview, we did find a drug counselor that was willing to talk.
Marketing very well. It tastes like watermelon, it tastes like vanilla, it tastes like chocolate. You know, it's just made to look good and be popular.
I used to smoke e-cigs quite a bit, but then the nicotine started messing with my head, and I started realizing that I needed nicotine like every day.
90% of lifetime nicotine addiction begins in the teen years.
Really didn't like that because, I mean, it's a good feeling, but when you don't have it inside of you, when you need it, then your body starts to like shiver type of thing, and it doesn't feel very good at all.
Nicotine causes changes in your cells. Good, bad, or ugly, it kind of looks like cancer in the early stages, but it makes them just look different and not healthy. And nicotine does that in whatever form it comes in.
The FDA and Poison Control state nicotine is a poison and e-cigarettes are possibly a gateway to other drugs.
Tobacco plants use it to kill bugs and keep bugs off of themselves. That's what they use. If you have a field of tobacco and you've got a bug infestation, the nicotine levels in those plants go up. Bugs get a bellyache and they leave. They move on to another field. So it's an interesting little chemical. Dangerous. They used to use it to spray on potatoes and tomatoes to keep bugs off of them.
E-cigs continue to grow in popularity despite the risk. If you feel you are addicted, call Team of Concerned Preferred Family Healthcare at 636-584-8724. For Blue Jay Journal TV, I am Natasha Fender reporting.
Hey, you missed a trash can! Hey, that hurts! Ouch! Wow! I feel sick! Really? Again? Where am I?
All jokes aside, it's not that hard to put trash in a trash can. Clean up after yourself. Our school will be a better place when you do.
Countless hours of practice, summer camps, bus rides, weekends, and weeknights away from home. You might think I'm talking about one of our sports teams, but this team is not composed of athletes. They are musicians. You hear them in the stands, you see them at halftime. But what really happens behind the scenes of the Marching Blue Jays?
To be a Marching Blue Jay, and this is one of the greatest places to be in marching band because the community has a high expectation for us, the school has a high expectation for us, and the kids love that challenge, to meet that challenge of meeting the reputation of the Marching Blue Jays.
We have like a week to 2 weeks where we have a band camp where it's every day, Monday through Friday, we have about 2-hour rehearsals.
Every practice is different depending on what we have to learn, But a lot of times we have music rehearsal in the band room for the first hour, and we just work on music and memorization, and then we come out on the field for the last hour if football's off the field, and we just work on drill and memorizing stuff on the field. I enjoy it because whenever we have competitions, we just bond really well, and it's like we always win first place most of the time, and it's just great to hold the first place trophy. I feel like it's with every sport. Like, it's just great to hold the first place trophy and feel what it's like to be a team and accomplish something.
Had one competition so far, had a great start, and we had lots of great comments from the judges, and they really enjoy our show, and I think the kids got fired up from that challenge.
So, I mean, it's a lot of work, but it's fun in the long run, and we're successful.
The kids are the best kids in the state. There's not a doubt about it.
There's a lot of sports that believe that band doesn't try and doesn't do anything, and band's pointless, but band puts in a lot of energy and a lot of effort for what we do too.
The Marching Blue Jays prove that hard work and dedication pays off. For Blue Jay Journal TV, this is Carolyn Williams reporting.
One of the perks of being a teenager is not having to pay for bills like food, electric, or rent. At least that's what most people assume. But the reality is, not all teens have room and board provided by their parents. Some local teens are living life on their own.
I just don't get along with my stepdad, and my grandma needed help, and so I decided to move in an apartment above her.
Well, I wanted to move out, I guess before my senior year. But I couldn't actually do it until afterwards because I wasn't 18 yet.
Moving is typically stressful for most people, but for teenagers who are making adult decisions, it can be a challenge they are ready to face.
It's definitely gotten better as far as getting used to it and knowing what I have to do now.
It was so hard, just finding some place where we could be close to school and in our price range.
One difficult situation is meal planning. For most people, it's a breeze, but it seems to be an issue for these young adults.
I would honestly say the food, but buying food is really difficult. I got food stamps though, so we get $140 a month, but if you really think about it, that will only last us maybe a week.
I spent $100. Then I got home and I realized the only meal I could actually make out of it was spaghetti.
For one teen that moved out, grocery shopping is the least of their worries.
I finally decided to just one day pack my stuff and leave. I didn't know where I was gonna stay, but then my friend and her mom took me in. The hardest part has been finding rides, because I don't have a car anymore since my mom paid for it.
Teens who move out on their own know the journey will be a challenge.
If you fail, then you learn from it, and if not, then you're gonna have fun and you're gonna love it, you know?
Reporting for Blue Jay Journal, I'm Emmy Lopez.
What's so special about Washington High School?
We could focus on our athletic department.
The Fine Arts Department.
Are our strong academics.
Or we could tell you about all the exciting things coming our way.
We have a new ROTC program.
This year, all Washington High School juniors will take the ACT.
We also have a new learning management system for all students to access.
So, what makes Washington High School so special?
Well, the truth is, a lot of what we do is similar to other high schools around the country.
But our school has this thing we call Blue Jay Pride.
That makes us incredibly unique. Blue Jay Pride can be seen in many places.
It's in the contributions we make to our community.
It's the way we carry ourselves in and out of this building.
Blue Jay Pride is hard to explain unless you've experienced it firsthand.
But once you do it, it's something you won't forget.
What's so special about Washington High School? In a word, everything.
Blue Jay Pride!
We live it.
We love it.
It is the Blue Jay way.
The federal lunch program is fighting childhood obesity by revamping what's on the menu in school cafeterias. But not everyone is happy with what's on their plate. Cameron Shipley has the details.
Well, we lost all of our candy, and we lost all of our Big Milks.
The only thing they sell now is chips, besides the school lunch.
The amount of food they're giving us is less than the portions.
Half the time when they get a school lunch, they don't even eat it because the school food is not good.
The new federal lunch program guidelines require schools to have more fruits, vegetables, and whole grains on the menu. But here at Washington High School, students miss the foods that the government views as unhealthy, and they are taking matters into their own hands.
There's a lot more people who like bring their own lunch, and then people like who eat lunch at school, they go and get like chips, and that's it.
Kids probably bring their lunch more, and they also bring snacks in class because they're hungry and they don't eat the school lunch that we have.
They like to snack a little bit every day. It could be related to the lunch program.
In addition to students bringing their lunch, snacking, or just going through the day without eating, there are other negatives to the situation.
The reason why a lot of kids buy extra chips is because the food that they do have, it's also like not good or filling.
I think the negatives would be forcing the kids to take things that they don't want to eat. It's healthier, but I think the kids should also have a little bit more option, you know, to choose and say this is what you have to take.
The new federal guidelines go beyond the lunchroom. Several clubs have felt the sting when it comes to fundraising. No more cookies, donuts, and other sweets are sold during school hours because of the new guidelines.
High school kids really want to buy food and donuts. They don't just like to give money out of the goodness of their empty pockets. So selling donuts and stuff is easy and cheap, and now we can't do it because it's too sugary or unhealthy or too much food or something. Kids like food, so if it's not food, then it's hard to get people involved.
How do you feel about it? Tweet us at Blue Jay Journal. For more information about the new federal lunch guidelines, you can go to the USDA website and look up the school meals and child nutrition program sections. This is Cameron Shipley reporting.
Carolyn and I would like to remind you to go to www.bluejayjournal.com to view videos, blogs, a look behind the scenes, and more.
You can also follow us on Twitter at Blue Jay Journal and like us on Facebook at Blue Jay Journal TV.
I'm going to draw a parallel line there, parallel there.
What's yours going to look like? With each new school year comes new opportunities, and this year is no exception. For the first time in our school's history, we have a junior ROTC program. Olivia Omer has the story.
The majority of high school students plan on going to college after high school. Some, however, choose another path. Washington High School implemented a junior ROTC program to help students decide if the military is something they would like to pursue in the future.
What our program can do is show the students what the Navy's about, and not that they have to join, but just to give them an idea of what it's about instead of from Hollywood.
In the ROTC program, we basically learn about the Navy, and we march and learn cadence and all that, as well as a lot of different college opportunities.
This class helps students prepare themselves mentally and physically for what the military expects of them.
Mondays and Wednesdays, we just learn about the Navy. So he gives us these books that we have, and we read through chapter by chapter what the Navy can do for you and how to get upgraded branches in the Navy. And then on Tuesdays and Thursdays, what we do is PT, which is personal training. And then on Fridays, he just kind of he tells us to be prepared for anything.
Hey, who are you looking at? Because this is a new program, not many people know all of the benefits and opportunities it has to offer.
I mean, I don't have to pay a dime for college, so it helps me out with that a lot. So it's definitely an option for people who can't afford it and still want to do a military career.
It gives me lots of opportunities to talk to different people, not only in the recruiting business, but also that have gone through the military and know what it takes to get through there and succeed.
Tim Raines hopes the ROTC program will get rid of a common stereotype.
I don't want educators to think that the military is the last option. When you've failed at everything else in life, that you get to choose the military. That is the biggest myth and misconception, and I want to educate the educators.
For more information on Washington's junior ROTC program, visit the guidance office. For Blue Jay Journal TV, I'm Olivia Omer, reporting.
We would like to thank you for joining us for this edition of Blue Jay Journal TV.
We hope you join us in the future for more news and views from our school and community. Have a great day, Washington!